Football is like art. Imagine the art whoever made this pot in to make it nearly inch perfect. Beautiful art, isn't it? Anyway, that's why it's called the beautiful game. You've got to put in some art when you're playing, but unfortunately most of our players at Manchester United struggle. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and in this video I'm going to give you our most overrated and least artistic players at Manchester United. I do hope you enjoy it. I'm coming to you from the E-Town. This is where I grew up. This place is beautiful. I used to pass here every day when I was maybe in my 8-10 years old. You know, it was always a beautiful place, the E-Town, peaceful as it comes. But anyway, this video is not going to be a peaceful one. If you are faint-hearted, number 3, number 2 and number 1 might shock you. So this video, you've got to hold on to your grip, and let's get into it now. My number 5 most overrated player at Manchester United is Antony dos Santos. Now, I know, hold on, listen. I know you all must be saying, what is Webb talking about? If Antony is number 5, who is number 1? Wait a minute. Well, Antony is number 5 for me because, honestly, besides the manager Eric Ten Hag and the people who signed on his £85 million move to join Manchester United from Ajax, I don't think many of us rate him, to be honest. If you are the manager of Manchester United, would Antony have, first of all, joined United for 85 million quid? Would he have played all the games he has played ahead of the players, Peristri and whoever? Honestly, he's overrated by only a few people. Ten Hag and these people who are trying to justify their £85 million. So for me, he's at number 5. Number 4, most overrated player at Manchester United, I will go for the goalkeeper, Onana. Yes, guys. Bro, you look like support Man U, don't you? Yeah. I do. How would you rate Onana out of 10? Out of 10, Onana. You see? He doesn't rate him. So number 4, my number 4 is right. So number 4, Onana. Why do I put my Onana at number 4? Listen, Onana came as a good goalkeeper. So you can't blame anyone who rated him high because he looked like the best goalkeeper in the world. He was in the Champions League final with Inter Milan. He was making saves. Pep Guardiola even went and tapped on him. But man, if it's not working well for him, you should be benching him. He has played one game too many. Alto Bayindil won't even play in a small cup game. That Onana has got to be whisked on a private jet from Manchester to go to Ivory Coast to play for Cameroon. Is he that good? That's being overrated, honestly. So he's my number 4 most overrated player, and I hope something is done about it. Now, number 3, number 2, and number 1 is where the party is. Now, number 3 most overrated player at Manchester United, I am going to go for the captain, Bruno Fernandes. Now, yes, I said it, and I know this is where the abuses are going to start. Hey, no, I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you, and I'm not changing my mind about it. I'm not changing my mind about it. Now, listen, my number 3 most overrated player at Manchester United is Bruno Fernandes, and here's why. Bruno Fernandes, one, well, probably fun, but I was concentrating, guys. I have to focus. So this guy was distracting me. So number 3, listen, Bruno Fernandes is a good player. Don't get me twisted. And I know maybe he's being let down by the team he's playing for and it not being good enough and what have you. But the reality is, Bruno, being captain of Manchester United, the guy mourns too much. The guy is, always complaining about everything. I think that's a bit of overrating. But also, Bruno has not really been performing to the expectations of many of us. And that's why I'm thinking, why on earth is he starting and playing, in so many games for Manchester United? I will even sit down to just emphasize this. I think for me, Bruno is a bit overrated. We've overrated him a bit in terms of the minutes he has played, in terms of the so many games he has played. I feel we have overrated him a bit. So for me, he's my number 3 most overrated player. Number 2 most overrated player at Manchester United, Scott McTominay. Now, I watched an interview between Scott and the High Performance. I watched the High Performance. It's beautiful. They do some great, beautiful interviews. But I watched an interview with Scott, and I was sort of endeared to him a bit. But I still think really he's yeah, he can be a squad player. He's an academy boy. We love him. He has got the right mentality and attitude. He's a work hardy and all. But for him to be able to play all the games he has played for United, later on captain the club, I think that's being overrated. For him, for us to get a bid for Scott McTominay of 30 million pounds from West Ham in the last summer transfer window, and we turned that down, for me that is overrating. We overrate him. How much would you pay for Scott McTominay if it were you? Honestly, even in that interview, in his own admission, he was saying at between 16 and 18, he wasn't playing football because he was having had pain in his knees. He was too small. He was not good. He has worked hard, and I give it to him, and I give it to the Paul McGuinnesses of this world, the managers at the academy, the coaches, and all. But not good enough, guys. Scott is overrated. He shouldn't be putting on the captain's armband at Manchester United, not in this day and age. So he is my number 2 most overrated player. And number 1 most overrated player is none other than Marcus Rashford. Guys, need I say stuff? I mean, I've seen an article from Sky Sports trying to compare Marcus Rashford to Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Kevin De Bruyne. Bro, that is a proper black on black crime. Comparing Marcus Rashford to Mbappe is a big black on black crime that deserves being arrested and throw the keys to the prison and to the cell in water, in an ocean, so that no one sees them. How dare you try to say, and I saw this from Sky News, I think Sky Sports, and say who has the better, the bigger, I don't know, value and all. Marcus Rashford is too overrated. That's why he has started so many games for United. That's why he was given a big crazy contract, because he scored 30 goals a season. A world-class player does that season in and season out. Rashford is not world-class. Rashford has not improved in anything, and he's in his prime years. 25, 26 is the age you should be doing magic. Rashford is overrated. He is my number 1 most overrated player at Manchester United, and we should be selling him in the summer. So to summarize it for you, number 5, Antony dos Santos. Number 4, Andre Onana. Number 3, Bruno Fernandes. I'll justify Bruno a bit, not because he's a bad player, he's better than most of the rest, he works harder, but because he mourns a lot, and him being a captain, he was never my first choice. But yeah, he's the captain, and the captain has got to lead. I was praising him a few weeks ago because he signed autographs and for everyone and all, but the captain is not a captain just because of signing autographs. It's how you lead your team on the pitch. But if you're the first to mourn, throw hands around and what, doesn't look good on you. So that's why he is a bit overrated, and I think he can be sold. He's not untouchable because he's the captain. If we get the right money, I think, but also he's let down by the team. If Bruno was playing for Manchester City, he would be as good as Kevin De Bruyne. I will tell you, if he was playing for Liverpool, he would be as good as the best players in Liverpool. So number 2, Scott McTominay. Guys, need I justify why Scott McTominay is there? And number 1 is Marcus Rashford. £400,000 per week for running around like sprinting like a sprinter. Is he Usain Bolt? Is he Usain Bolt? Sell him to PSG.